This is Hino's Sport bringing you that heat and that fire. I told you guys, man, Terence Crawford is a chihuahua barking behind the damn fence, man. This guy, man, he's not looking to fight Errol the True Spence because the road through Errol the True Spence is doing heavyweight lifting. What does heavyweight lifting look like? That means get off your rabbit ass and fight the likes of a Shawn Porter. I don't understand why the boxing community is not holding Terence Crawford's feet to the fire to fight Shawn Porter. What's going on here? This is what we call reverse bias, aka detractors, aka panders, the pandering narrative coalition. Because they don't want to keep that same energy, dog. They telling you to keep that same energy. That term belongs to Errol the True Spence and the ultimate truth teller, the cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truth teller, a la He Knows the Sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that fire, and keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts pipes, folks. That's why I told you guys, pressure does one or two things. You either best friends with it, or it bursts pipes. 97% of people on the planet, it bursts their pipes. 3% of the people on the planet, they're best friends. Remember, number 3 is for what? Confirmation, dog. So let's get back onto it, man. Terence Crawford has to show you a real litmus test. I've been saying this for many months. Now you guys are seeing that He Knows the Sport has his thumb in the needle on the damn situation. How many times do I have to tell you guys this stuff? How many times does this stuff have to dawn into your brains for you guys to get it? Why is Terence Crawford not doing heavyweight lifting? Why is he not pushing himself? Why is he sitting here and not fighting Kell Brook when he let his sister have to fight his own fight? When a man lets his sister have to fight his own fight, matter of fact, he let a woman fight his own fight, that should tell you something right there. That tell you he don't want no free smoke. He don't want no fade. But he's the boogeyman, right? Danny Garcia, lowball him like he's Mean Machine. Danny Garcia is a sellable and a marketable fighter. I call him Cherry Garcia. But let's keep it a buck here. People sitting here running their mouth about 1.7 million. Didn't him and Keith Thurman damn near tap out at 3.4? That's double. And they peaked at 4.3 million? Come on. His fight with Shawn Porter, that was over 3 million. Damn near tapped off at 2.7. Danny Garcia is sellable. I don't know what it is about him, but he's sellable. He's marketable. So you can't throw no 3 million his way. If you really wanted to fight Danny Garcia, you got to at least show 7 million, dog. Minimum. So he really didn't want that fight. Because they know Danny Garcia, even though he's a predictable right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook, like Keith Thurman said, and that's how Keith Thurman was able to beat him. He still has power. He still does one thing great among everything else that he does mediocre, which is weight distribution and weight proportion. He knows how to distribute his weight effectively from one hand to the next. This is how he knocks people out. He has legitimate welterweight power to knock your ass out. Terence Crawford don't want to deal with that, especially after he was stanky leg at 135 by Yuriorkis Gamboa. Got punched 3 times in the body shots by Ndongo and his tongue went. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch the fight. Jose Benavidez was touching him up like nobody's business upstairs and downstairs. And a guy that was on the shelf for 262 days, a la Mean Machine, exposed this guy, man. Because he has a bad, reckless thing in his fighter DNA. This is what gets him in trouble. He can't change this because this is his makeup. This is why he's going to lose that fight. He has that same problem he has that same problem that that Hearns had. Tommy Hitman Hearns had. It's that hit me, I'm going to hit you back. They're too much of a dog. This is why Marvin Hagler or Errol the True Spence, that are dogs, but what we call moderated, composed dogs, will be able to put out these dogs that don't know how to control themselves. If you notice in a dog fight, and I don't advocate for dog fights, the dogs that usually win are the ones that are composed, man. They come with that consistent energy. They apply that consistent pressure, that consistent unlimited pressure, dog. They're not sitting here and doing too much. They're not being that hare in the race. They're being the turtle, slow and steady. That's who wins the fight. This is how Marvin Hagler picked apart Tommy Hitman's Hearns. This is how Errol the True Spence will punish and stop via him being the body snatcher 2.0 variation of Marvin Hagler and Terry Norris in him, sprinkled up with a Sugar Ray Leonard. When you put those 3 fighters together, that's Errol the True Spence. Because of his boxing ability with Mikey Garcia, that's where you saw Sugar Ray Leonard. his punishment style. That's where you see Terry Norris, because that's how Terry Norris used to fight. He used to punish people. And then the body snatching work, that's what you see in Marvin Hagler. That's the 3 variations that you see in Errol the True Spence. I'm telling you guys, man, Terence Bud Crawford's too light on the ass. That's why we call him Bud Light. He's too light in the caboose. And he knows this. And Bob Arum and company knows this. This is why they don't want him fighting real litmus tests at the welterweight division. But he want to sit here and say 22,999. Please. He's a clout chasing Twitter finger troll. That's what he is. Let me say it again. A clout chasing Twitter finger troll. Because if he really wanted to fight, then you guys, as Terence Bud Crawford fanboy man crushers, Bud man fans, will hold this man accountable and put him to the test and put him to the fuel and pull him to the fire and say, hold up, Terence Bud Crawford, why did you duck Shawn Porter? See, this is what I'm talking about in the boxing community. Then they want to make excuses. Oh, football Shawn Porter, he'll stop him in 7. Okay, if he could do that, get in the damn ring. It's because he saw the way that Shawn Porter fought in the Errol the True Spence fight, and they know he's not Errol the True Spence. He can't stay in the phone booth that long. Because let me tell you something about Shawn Porter. That's why I was laughing. Shakur Stevenson's my boy, but he was completely off when he said, oh, Terence Bud Crawford will just outbox his ass. Shawn Porter don't let nobody outbox him. He has this pride thing in him, and he trains to a level you're not going to outbox him. It's going to be a dogfight. And if that's what Terence Bud Crawford has, he's chop suey. He's going to have to get into this, hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Because Shawn Porter going to hit his ass. And guess what? As he keeps doing that, Shawn Porter going to punish him. Because Shawn Porter showed in that Spence fight that he does have underrated boxing ability. And he could throw a fucking jab. And he could hit you and hurt you. Look at Errol the True Spence at the end of the fight. He said, man, I felt those man's punches. Gave him respect. I'm telling you guys, man. You guys have to look at what's going on here. And look at the smoke and mirrors that's associated with Terence Bud Crawford. This guy right here, because of his reckless fighter DNA that can't be changed by Bomac or anybody. Because it's innate in him to be that way. That's what's going to get him punished and stopped by Errol the True Spence. So he's not looking for the fight, because if he is, he needs to get his ass up, stop thinking he could just get out of the bed, don't brush his teeth, and go into a super fight and actually do some heavyweight lifting. And if he does that, guess what's going to happen? He's going to get exposed. It's really that simple, folks. It's really that simple. So y'all need to start putting Terence Bud Crawford's fuel to the fire, feet to the fire, and say, hold up. He ducked Shawn Porter. This is what everybody needs to talk about. Because he made it very clear in his quack, quack, duck. Let me say it again. Quack, quack, duck by saying, oh, we're not interested in that fight. And please don't mention that name. What does that sound like to you? That sounds like a subservient duck. Let me say it again. A subservient duck. That's his truest and his most properest level. I'm not even going to say a chihuahua. I'm not going to call him that barking behind the damn fence no more. I'm going to call him a subservient duck. Because until he steps into the ring and fights Shawn Porter, which is what he was talking about, I want to fight these PBC fighters. You have a legitimate opponent that wants to fight you, and you ducking him? Come on, keep that same energy, dog. Keep that same energy. This is Hinos the Sport. Checking out.